All right, so here we're going to look at residuals and how to calculate residuals. That's really the goal here is we want to be able to calculate a residual. And when we're doing that, you're going to want to look at this table here, and it shows the percentage of females in the U.S. labor force at various times throughout history. So years after 1900, percentage of women. The first thing I'm going to do is enter the data into Desmos. And so you can I'm going to side by side this, but you can copy and paste into a spreadsheet to do this. I'm going to insert a table here and do the X values will be the years after 1900. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then over here, 29.6 and 33.4. You can hit your enter key instead of necessarily like an arrow key or anything, just so you know to kind of go downwards. 38.1, 42.5, 45.3, and 52.0. So I've entered in all my data. Now I need the equation. So I'm going to go in here and I can put in the expression. And this is where I would have to put in the y sub 1 and then use the ABCs to get my little tilde equals mx sub 1 plus b and gives me this information. So now over here for my expression, I would say y equals, this is, let's round to the nearest thousandth, 0.4345. 5 says round up, so 0.435. X plus b is 7.5571, so just stay 7. All right. The slope is 0.435. What is the meaning of the slope? That for every year after 1900, there was about 0.435% more women in the workforce. The y-intercept is 7. Oops. Let's type in the box there. 7.557. That's going to probably ask us, and the y-intercept is, what is the meaning of the y-intercept? I'm going to have to edit this document here because it should have something like this for the y-intercept. So this is the y-intercept. I'll insert a table here real quick. 7.557 is your y. That's really weird. There was a table, wasn't there? I deleted it. That's what happened. 7.557. What's the meaning of the y-intercept? So the y-intercept is when x is 0. So when it was 1900, when it was when x was 0, or when it was 1900, there were 7.557% of women in the workforce. All right. You continue on, use your equation to predict the number of women working in 2010. Be careful then to number as years since 1900, in which case it would be 110. So you use 110 for x, and you would substitute into the equation. What's the residual point? Now this is where we get to the residual part. So this all kind of has been a review up to here, and now we're looking at residuals. And I don't have my pause button. So this tells you what the residual value is. It's the observed value minus the predicted value. So you would say, okay, what's the residual for the point 70 and 38.1? So you can see in here I have 70 and 38.1. I actually here I can click this to point the residuals and it will inform me what the residual was. But if you say, that's what basically you say is you plug 70 into the equation, which means that what it tells you on Desmos is going to be slightly different than what you would get using the